Hi there, it's Andrea. Wow, I'm way late today. Sorry. Today, this is a really good one. This is one of my go-to breakfasts, and it's something I give clients when they first come to me as an easy, no-brainer way to start their day. And usually, when I first start, I start with just portioning. We go 1 hand, 2 hand meals, and we ratchet down your stomach size, and we don't have to worry about counting calories anymore. And there's a whole thing with that. And as I always say, you can get the And Life app, even if you don't subscribe. There's a free trial, and you could get this information in that. But before I even mess with food, that's what we do. We do portions and schedule. But then the first thing we'll talk about is breakfast. And I love breakfast. Is the easiest thing to make a no-brainer. It tends to be a meal you don't share, and so it's easy to make it a habit food meal. My habit foods are one step away from a tree. We're trying to eat things in their most natural state. So there is a lot of attention right now put on overnight oats and how easy they are. And in the app, I have, I think, 10 overnight oat recipes. Depending on what ingredients you choose, that's what'll show up for you, stuff you like. But here's what I personally do, because overnight oats for me are too grain heavy. It is a grain-based breakfast, and what I found for me is that makes me sluggish. So I like to have some grain, and in particular, oats are an excellent grain because they have soluble fiber. There's 2 kinds of fiber. We have soluble and insoluble fiber. Fiber is nature's scrub brush, as you probably know, but soluble fiber can be absorbed into your blood. So that will clean out your blood. That cleans out cholesterol. That contributes to heart health in a major way. But insoluble fiber is the kind that just stays roughage, and that cleans out your intestines. And when we have grains, we're getting, that's an excellent source of soluble fiber. But grains take a lot of water to digest, and they can be hard to digest. That's why in the paleo diet, they don't even eat grains at all. I'm not into food elimination. I'm into you find out for you what works for you. But I do find that when I start my day with a grain-heavy breakfast, it, for me, makes me more sluggish. And I think it's the water it takes to digest it. I feel more bloated during the day. So it's one thing to just test for yourself. Maybe you take a week and you eat an egg breakfast and then what I'm gonna show you, and you see if you're not a little bit leaner during the day and you feel a little bit more energized. It really could be as simple as, hey, I was eating too big of a portion of grains. I don't know, but in my philosophy, and in the book I have hopefully coming out later this year, I really detail this, but it's about a method of you finding out what works for you. So, you know, this is just me, but let's find out what works for you. Anyway, so overnight oats, you would take, this is, I love these things, these glass jars, because they portion it out for you and you can take it on the go. If you're buying a yogurt in the store, you know you're spending $1.50 or maybe, you know, sometimes $2 on something this size just because of the packaging. So you can save a lot of money by buying yourself some of these little jars. They're 8 ounces, and I mean, they're so cute and they're environmentally friendly, and you just feel good about yourself. It's what the cool kids are doing, and like, why not? Okay, anyway, enough of that. So all I do is, I'm a believer in whole foods and real foods, and honestly, I swear to God, when I really leaned to the next level was when I started eating whole milk yogurt, whole milk, whole foods entirely, nothing reduced calorie with other things in it to improve the texture or improve the flavor that gets taken away by reducing the calories in food, by taking the fat out. Leave the fat in your food. We're learning to eat portions that make sense for your energy needs, but leave that fat in food and enjoy better food, and, you know, enjoy your life more, and you'll lean out. So anyway, I have whole milk vanilla yogurt because I like to give it a little bit of flavor. We have some blueberries and strawberries. I have some oats here. I have some walnuts, and I have some chia seeds. And here's how we're gonna do it. So this is great because this is 32 ounces, so I know this makes 4 of these. And the big difference between overnight oats, and this is yogurt, and obviously, I'm telling you it's yogurt like you don't know it's yogurt. What's wrong with me today? Listen, the reason I do this instead of overnight oats, the traditional way, which is you fill this jar with oats and then you would just put in a liquid of your choice to soak them overnight. And you would put your fruits and your things on top of it, but it's super grain heavy. This is yogurt based, and yogurt is a fine fermented food. It's full of probiotics that helps with your gut health, and we're now not overloading ourselves with grains. The grains are now an accessory to this meal, a really gorgeous accessory rather than the star of the show. And I think that leads to easier digestion and an increased energy level in your day, less bloat, and I think nutritionally we're getting more out of it by having a fermented food with active yogurt cultures in it than just if we just soaked a whole bunch of oats. Okay, so that's why we're doing this. Okay, so this is going to be just a little less than a cup of yogurt in each of these, and I'm not going to like totally bore you and make all of them. And when I get some yogurts, you figure out which kind you like. This is one I use sometimes. I definitely use a vanilla yogurt for the flavor. It's only a little bit of cane sugar, and that's not going to do anything bad to you. I'm not going to bore you and do all of these. That's basically what I do. We don't have to be perfect. And then, making a little mess here, I'm going to take a couple strawberries. So I like to think about it. A cup of strawberries has about 50 calories. We're not thinking in terms of calories, but I do like to just have awareness. And so, I don't know, this is about a cup. So how many strawberries are in a cup? If we were going to divide this from 8, I don't know, that would be about, if I chop that up, so something in there. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 strawberries. Okay, so let's say 8 strawberries makes a cup of strawberries, and you're going to divide that. So it's basically 1 strawberry per jar if I'm making 8, and that's what I'm making with 2 32-ounce containers here. And then some blueberries. Blueberries are double the calories of strawberries. So let's say we do half a cup. So I kind of know, and this is one thing I love or I like to do, is get to know my food containers. I don't know if you saw last week, I did the one about wine and getting to know your wine glasses. Well, at the same time, get to know your little food containers if you don't use a measuring cup all the time. I'm a big eyeballer kind of a cook. And so for me, I know that this is about a half a cup. And so this is about the same in calories as strawberries. So you can kind of look at that and know what that is on my tray here, and we can divide that out amongst those 8. And so you're just kind of getting an even experience no matter what. A cup of walnuts has 200 calories in it. So is it a cup or half a cup? I have to look that up. Anyway, so this is a half a cup of walnuts I'm going to divide amongst 4 of them. So it makes about 25 calories in each in walnuts, and then the others I'm going to use chia seeds, another superfood. Both of these are high in your omega-3 fatty acids. We are always trying to add omega-3s, reduce the number of omega-6s. Omega-3s are, again, just nutritional powerhouses that help with your heart health, and you want to add these in anytime you can. Your berries are essential for antioxidants. These also provide some antioxidants. Antioxidants prevent oxidation in your body, and that is what damages cells. So you will improve your skin, your hair, your nails, on top of all the cells inside of you that we don't see. We'll call these the vanity cells. But that's what your antioxidants are important for. But it doesn't mean you need to overload. Just a little bit every day is what we're looking for. Again, this is a lifestyle, and a little bit every day will just keep these antioxidants flowing through your body. Little yogurt every day keeps probiotics flowing through your body. I do take an additional probiotic every day, and I'll talk to you about that some other time. But these are ways we find in our food to just be doing ourselves a big fat favor first thing in the morning every day in 1 cup. Look at everything we're getting. So quickly, I'm going to cut up a strawberry in my little thank you for coming bowl to make things easier. and I'll just chop that up however I want. That's one, and nice and easy. I'm gonna throw that in. I know I have about 1 cup of oats here. I think I put way too much in that. Let's do this. About half of a cup of yogurt. So now I have to do a new strawberry for you. So just chop it up to how you like it. I like it to not be too macerated. So here's the thing. You have to buy organic berries, and don't roll your eyes if you're not one of these people, and I'm not like Crunchy California. You really have to buy organic berries. They are pesticide bombs. And I am not off the grid on this. I mean, we just have so much floating around in our environment. I mean, what can you do? But I think what you can do is mitigate pesticides or chemicals that you eat. And so for sure, buy organic berries. If you do not, you literally are eating chemicals. You have to know that. And sometimes they get very, very expensive. So especially in the winter or off season, buy frozen. I make this with frozen vegetables, frozen fruits all the time. And it works out just fine. Just chop them up, throw them in, because this is going in the refrigerator anyway. Delicious, okay? And frozen berries are very inexpensive. So again, I'm an eyeball cook, so I just sprinkle. And I know that this is a cup of oats, and so I'm going to spread that amongst the 8, and then I just kind of know what I'm doing here. And I know that I have 8 cups for this, so I just kind of eyeball this into 4 quadrants, and then take half a quadrant for each of these. Look at that. In this cooking demonstration, I'm using words like quadrant. I'm making it very scientific today. What's wrong with you? You know what? I was up too late working last night, and even though I got to sleep in today and I didn't have early clients and I got to be with my kids, I think I'm a little woo. It's Friday, stuff going on. Okay, so I'm crumbling some walnuts into here. Walnuts are one of my favorite foods. Again, high in your omega-3 fatty acids, but also any of these foods like your chia seeds or nuts, they are high in protein and fiber and good fat, the fat that's going to keep you full. We want this fat in your diet, but in small portions. So I literally just took a few and crumbled it in here. Again, this is a half cup, and I know this has to go for 4 different cups of this. I love nuts and seeds, so don't be afraid of them. You just have to be judicious about what you're doing. Okay, and then I just take a little knife and I stir that up just a little bit. Make sure the oats are in, and pop my lid on that comes with it. Boom, in the fridge, done, ready to go. This one, I'll do with chia seeds. I put too much in that. Let's just do over. Some days I'm really good, like the Food Network. Today I'm kind of just not ready for prime time, am I? No, it's all right. This is just real life, real world. I'll tell you what it is. Here's my issue. I didn't have time to go to my regular store between clients and coming to do this for you today. I'm telling you, it's like real life. And so I got a different yogurt. And the yogurt I usually do this with is pourable. And so then I got here and I looked at it when we started this, and I'm like, oh, I can't pour this. Now I have to spoon it. So my process is usually zhuzh, 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 zhuzh. It's much easier than what I'm doing now. Or if you find yourself with this kind of a yogurt that's thicker, put it all in one big bowl, put everything in one big bowl, and then just dish it out into your containers. That would be the easiest way to go. What I used to do is I would take 2 of these and I would dump them in a bowl. I would dump in all my things, and then I would just dump them right back in here, and I would only dole it out into this one container I had. This was before I had these jars, and that's what I would take to work every day. So you can do it that way too, and just keep it in a big container in your fridge. But this is kind of fun and nice. And here's the thing. This is a recipe I do with my kids. Like all these little ingredients, and you lay it out in little jars, and they get to understand measurements. And you know, they can't really hurt themselves with this. You can teach them how to cut when they're old enough, and you know, this is a really easy, good recipe, and it's also kind of showing them wholesome, real food. that everything doesn't have to be a frozen waffle that comes in a package that they eat for breakfast. Even if it's like organic and whatever, I try really hard to get them to eat, you know, real food straight from nature too. So anyway, this is Berkshire muesli. I wanted to show you some people do have dairy issues, of course, and the fermentation factor can mitigate that for some people. But if you have a real issue with lactose, this is not happening for you. But what you can get is an alternative. This one's a coconut milk alternative, and I tend to actually I'll eat dairy more in the beginning of the day if I have a yogurt, but I don't eat it all the time. I find that I feel a little better without it. It does cause inflammation in the body. I like milk. I'm a dairy person. I like cheese, but I don't eat a ton of it, and I'm fine. This is what I'm going to do in these little half-cup jars. How ridiculously cute are these? I mean, if you see this jar like this, and it's like full of like something like this with little berries and little happiness in it, how do you not want to just eat something just because it's in this jar? Oh my gosh. So this is my little afternoon snack, and I'll make these actually with the coconut milk yogurt alternative, but it's still a fermented food. I'm still getting those benefits because it has the acidophilus and the, you know, all the bitterness and the whatever that I don't have my glasses on, but you know what's in it. So super good. And then this is great in the afternoon, and I might have, you know, a coffee with some milk in it, or I might have something else to go with this. I might have a spoonful of sunflower seed butter, or I might have something else, or maybe this is just enough to get me through that 4 o'clock time. But consider getting other size jars for that afternoon, that really important 4 o'clock time, and you're kind of eating the same ingredients but switching it up and having a dairy-free alternative. That's something you can do too. You just have to be careful you're not getting as much protein in this. So, and I'm not a fan of protein powders really. I really like to try to get our macronutrients, our proteins, fats, and carbohydrates from real food. So just maybe add more nuts or add more seeds, or you could always stir in peanut butter or sunflower seed butter. I would do that in a large bowl and make your life a lot easier. But there's ways to get that additional protein and good quality fat even with a dairy-free alternative. Okay, so this is my Berkshire muesli, which I think is one step above overnight oats. And please try this out and let me know what you think. This is from a trip I took to Switzerland years and years and years ago, and this is what we had every morning on this trip, and that's where it comes from. So it's actually a recipe that's sort of dear to my heart, and when I say to my clients Berkshire muesli, they have no idea what I'm talking about. B-I-R-C-H-E-R muesli. I didn't make it up.